Hey, it's Joseph here for Zenny62. Just want to give you my quick thoughts on what I thought about the premiere of the Loki series on Disney Plus. So the Loki series debuted yesterday at midnight Pacific Standard Time. For those of you out in the East Coast, it should have premiered about 3 a.m. So quickly, what I wanted to discuss is just my overall thoughts of the initial episode and what I think may occur moving forward. One of the things you got to appreciate with any of the Marvel Disney Plus streaming episodic series is that you're getting cinema quality in a streaming service. I mean, we saw that with WandaVision, we saw that with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we're seeing the same thing here with Loki. Now, what distinguishes, I think, Loki from the other two is that this really feels like it potentially could have been in the cinemas. You have a unique look to it, quite different than obviously WandaVision. That was obviously studio stage setting. But we got to remember is that the unique filming techniques that Disney has been utilizing is called stagecraft. They did that with the Mandalorian series, and presumably they're doing this possibly with the Loki series. And what that stagecraft technology is, it's a 20-foot high, 75 width stage that is immersed in LED technology, which basically puts, for example, myself in this background, even though that background is digitally put in. Now everything is set up so that the lighting is mixed and matched with whatever settings or background that's surrounding the stagecraft. So that's kind of the beauty and the uniqueness of filming these TV series. It's a lot less expensive than going to locations. Hopefully that won't change though. There's something beautiful about certain locations when you make a movie. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're utilizing some of that stagecraft technology in this TV show. Now quickly, one of the things that you find interesting about this Loki series is that you're finding that there's a collection of humor, comedy, and seriousness all wrapped into one. So there's a little quirkiness, a little seriousness, but it does move the narrative story forward. I personally think is that we're going to see a humanization of a villain, and that's with Loki. If you really think about that character, that you could delve into it deep and to see what, kind of the psyches behind Loki, that's, I think, eventually going to come out in the series. But just my quick thoughts, when you look at this Loki series, it satisfies a need right now. It's intriguing. It kind of look forward to what the Marvel Universe will be presenting to us in the future. Overall, I think this first episode or the first two couple of episodes were great. It's something to look forward to. One of the quick things that I've maybe not described here specifically, but in my discussions with other people, is that we have what's called a time variance authority. Now that is supposed to be headed by the timekeepers, who keep the timelines in this multi-universe in a streamlined or in a consistent basis. So which, for me, that gives me the impression is that there's a much higher being that's controlling our predestined time actions, maybe you want to call it, or what predestined what the characters themselves are eventually going to be doing. Now we are seeing a version of Loki, which, without giving too much away, if you watch the first episode, they're referring to Loki of 2012. Now, the reason why I think this is important is that with this time variance authority being brought up and the ability to go back and forward into time, I think this eventually will lead to the return of Captain America, as we all know Captain America, not the old Captain America, and Iron Man. So keep it here on Zenny62. Later on today, there will be a live discussion, a streaming discussion about Loki. Keep it here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And whether it's myself or anybody else talking about the Loki series, feel free to like and subscribe and keep watching the channel.